Welcome to Tonal Distancing. I am sitting here today with LVP. They are, how would you describe your music?
Remedial math rock.
Remedial math rock. What is that, like, you got detention and you had to go, like, do math rock afterwards? Is that what?
No, it's math rock. It's math rock and standard tuning.
It's math rock without special time signatures, so it's for dumb people.
And we have Steve on guitar.
For simple
Kyle
people.
on drums, Vince on guitar, and Joe on bass. But that's enough from me. Tell me about LVP, the LVP, sorry. And tell me more about this remedial math rock and about where we can find you, where we can hear you, all that stuff.
Cool. So we just started recording our debut single, Raspberry. It should be coming out this spring. We did it with the lovely Nick Starantino. And that's going to be up on all the streaming services. Until then, you can follow us on Instagram at the LVP Band and keep in the loop for when everything's coming out.
Sounds great. And it's supposed to come out like I'm sorry if I am overthinking. It's coming out this spring, right? You don't have a set date yet.
Not yet. We want to do a big release show with some friends playing and whatnot. So we'll organize that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Steve from the future saying that our single release and release show at Gold Sounds in Brooklyn are both going to be on April 21st. It's releasing on all the streaming services, and then we're playing the show at Gold Sounds. You can get t-shirts, and it's going to be dope, so come through.
I just want to speak to the rest of the band, too. What does the LVP mean to you? What is your role in the band? How do you feel about it? You know, act like he's not here.
Well, I was one of the main guys before. Hey, what's up, Kyle? Drummer. Fella. Bro, legend.
Legend in the making. What?
Guy, dude.
Okay.
Bro, man. Seth. Yeah, we recorded the 4 original demos. So we did the Napping, the Eat Your Heart Out, and the Bermuda Love Triangle, and then we put out the Raspberry. And now Raspberry is being recorded with the full band. That will be released in spring. So it's definitely interesting to see us come out of just the 2 of our minds and only having one person to check you, then having 3 other people, including Nick, check you and also bring their own beautiful talents to the mix and give their own opinions on certain things and additions and just ways of making the whole track that much better. So, I mean, honestly, it's the best drumming I've had on any track so far. So
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's Raspberry, right? That's
Is.
That's the single. And then, Vince, tell me about, like, your spot in LVP. How'd you guys... I know... So, you two started it up. Or you started it up.
So
He's second in command.
Is there, though?
After, I'll just give a quick backstory, and then you guys come in. Yeah, because it started with, like, me writing some songs, and then I moved to New York. I was inspired by my friend I lived with in L.A. that started a band, and he had always been in bands and was like, you know, I've always been, like, off to the side. I've written music but never lyrics. I've never sang. I want to, like, do it myself. I want to lead something. And his big ethos was, like, I want to surround myself with people that are better than me. Like, find people that can... Like, I already know what I can do. Let me find people that can take my songs and bring them to new levels. And I was really inspired by that, and I wanted to do the same thing. So when I moved to New York, I was like... Hey, Kyle, we played in a band together in college for 3 years, and we're good friends. I knew he knew how to produce, so I was like, let's demo some stuff. And he wasn't even able to, like, stay or to be in the band at first because he was in, like, 1 or 2 others at the time. So, but we were just really proud of what we made together and wanted to show those demos to get other people into it, like Vince and Joe, so that yeah, he was proud enough to be like, you know what, I want to be in on this too. And then, you know, we found these guys. So yeah.
So what was it being found by your savior?
I don't know. Did we find you or did you find
Oh,
us?
shit.
Oh, yeah. Because we like what's our history? We met
Facebook.
on Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
the
like, oh,
New
okay.
York City Musicians Connect Facebook group.
Yeah, and yeah, we met on that group. I'm like, oh, I dig these SoundCloud demos. Not a lot of people do sound like, well, yeah, not a lot of people like have like just SoundCloud tracks or whatever. And I'm like, I like this because there was just so much stuff out there, and I just was like, I don't dig it.
So
I
you
don't-
found him on SoundCloud and didn't just like reach out to him?
well, through
Or-
Facebook.
Through Facebook.
Yeah, and then I found your SoundCloud, and I'm like, I dig, like, I like this. Like, I dig this. This like is different from like the countless other like bands out there, musicians, and like it was like, yeah, I was like, hey, I hit him up. I was like, hey, I like your stuff. Let's jam sometime. And that was October.
2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was wild time.
And,
Yeah.
I heard Vince's solo stuff under the name Easy Tigress. He's done like 2 albums and some singles, and like I was amazed by his like melodic ability and like that, and the fact that he had such a like strong style for what he was doing on his own. I was like, I would really like to work with somebody like that.
Nice.
Our powers combined.
What about this
Elf.
guy over here?
Yeah, where are we fighting?
Yeah. Give him a mic.
Bands do BK.
We don't have enough mics for bassists around here.
There's a Bands do BK classified ad.
I'm Joe. I'm the bassist.
He plays bass.
Do you want more?
No, that's good.
That's enough, right?
yeah. We've all seen his face before. It's adorable. He's just here to look cute.
Just gave a wink to your camera. No, I.
Wait, you thought you could talk?
Sorry, I thought it was off. Yeah, I think Steve mentioned bands do BK because for a while I was looking for another band to play bass in, just music that I enjoyed playing. I played, and that's not to say like the previous bands I did enjoy playing with them, but music I liked listening to, I also wanted to play. And so as we learned a little while ago, Jimmy Eat World's my favorite band. So when I heard LVP, after seeing them on Bands Do BK, I was like, oh, gotta hit them up. And then I saw the Remedial Math Rock on SoundCloud, and then you're like, he's got humor too. Like, so it's good music, it sounds good, you know how to produce. Remedial Math Rock, all right, sounds like a genre I'm into as an English teacher. So, yeah, and then we just hit it off from there.
Professor Joey joined the band. All right, well, thank you so much for the introduction, telling us how LVP got together, how all of you joined, and kind of the start of that. But I don't think that's really does it justice. So let's hear a little bit from LVP.
The song is called Napping. It's one of the first that I wrote and that Kyle and I demoed together before we brought it to the rest of the band.
All right, sick. This is Napping by the LVP. A toast to the lords and ladies of music. Please be kind to us as we drink and guide us on our musical journey. Steve, who would you like to toast today?
Kurt Cobain, who made me feel like I could do this.
Nice. Kyle, who would you like to toast?
Nick Pedersen of North Lane, most creative drummer I've ever experienced.
Okay.
Lord Dionysus, the god of having a good time and partying. And also I've been playing a lot of Hades.
All right, nice.
So, hell yeah.
Sick. Joe.
Daniel Sanders.
Why? Who is this man?
He is the drummer of Kane Mex and the Diamond Dogs.
What's that?
And
Hear about that?
Tell us more.
and without him,
I'm gonna just plug another. Tell someone else to check out. All right. I'm gonna leave that in. Who's your second toast? I feel weird that you're plugging me.
I wasn't plugging you. I was
Hey,
plugging
my
him.
name was in there. My name was in there.
You asked.
Okay.
Chris Novoselic. Because his bass lines are fun, and just recently I've been trying to play like him, and it's matching Steve's Kurt Cobain energy, yeah, which is great.
Tossed his bass up in the air, got a major concussion.
Hit me right in the head. Right in the head on
yeah,
TV.
yeah.
I also became a congressman.
Wait, he became a congressman?
All right, cheers! Yeah.
Can't we guys going to toast anyone this week? And as if I wasn't here, I was going to toast Stuart Copeland from The Police because of his badass drum beats. But anyway, Daniel Sanders, you are loved also. He stole who I was going to toast. That's really what it was. I'm going to stick to that. I was definitely going to toast you, Sanders. Anyways. Oh. All right. So you've told us a little bit about the LVP. You have a single coming out. But, you know, I kind of want to know a little bit more about what inspired the single that's coming out. Like, what are, like, 2 or 3 songs that, like, each of you kind of put into this song, and, like, what was your thought process behind it?
Oh, my God. Vince's solo alone has, like, a few songs in it and a few artists in it. But I mean, it started.
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna like come up with like 3 people I'm inspired, and you have to guess.
Oh no, we're not doing this again.
No, but like a quick one, like
Okay, go.
Yeah, go.
On that solo.
Yeah.
Radiohead, Explosions in the Sky, and Fish.
Oh no, I was gonna say My Morning Jacket after
that too.
with the verb on it, but
Keep defaulting to Fish for you.
yeah, but it's not.
Wait, I was gonna. I mean, you're not plugged in.
I'm not
Can I
plugged
give
in.
you your cable to plug in? Because I would be interested in hearing it.
What, the whole solo?
How long is the solo?
It's like 2. It's like 2 and
It
2
takes a song from 4 minutes to 6.
Yeah. How about you wait for it?
All right.
Yeah.
So I want to. Okay, this is gonna be. We're gonna put a clip of the solo in here. Okay, that's
Yeah.
what we'll do.
Yeah, and then the public will decide. The public will decide.
Oh hey, it's me, Vince, the lead guitarist of the LVP. Just letting you know that we're showcasing just a condensed version of the full solo off Raspberry. And if you want to hear the whole thing, then check us out on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you stream your music on April 21st.
So 2 minutes solo. I hope you enjoyed
Well,
that.
there's going to be the radio edit too that doesn't have the solo in it. 'cause,
Lame.
Like,
What a fucking
lame
cop out
to-
over here.
It's lame to us, but then there's some people that are like, I don't want to listen to the guitar solo.
Then they
for
don't.
2
They shouldn't
minutes.
listen to you. Are you cutting it down to like a 1 minute solo, or are you just cutting the
Just
solo?
cutting it.
No, just for
Wow, that's bold. I feel like I couldn't do that. I respect it because like you're trying to respect the audience, which I don't.
I mean, I think I would like to push
No, I
the
respect you,
long
audience. Thank
version.
you.
If we ever put it on like an LP, I would like it to be like the official version.
Yeah.
Version, and then have the radio edit be like what we could put out on like a locals only radio show or something. And
if you have like a music video out, and like it's like, what are we gonna do during the solo? Just prance around. You have an idea?
I have
Okay.
a script written for it, but
All
it's
right. Yeah, cool.
I have a friend that might be able to direct it too.
He's got a
stuff
treatment.
to consider. But the song itself, it's just very like story based, and it's very, very simple. But what everybody else has added to it makes it, I think, the best representation of who we are, what we're all good at, what what you can expect from us, and that it goes to a few different places musically, because we're kind of all over the place musically, and I like that. Like, each song is kind of capturing something different. So, yeah.
What did you bring to the table, Kyle?
Brought some sick ass beats, bro. The beginning process of it all, when Steve brought me these songs, you know, he comes to me in a desperate time. He comes to me
like a beggar on the street.
My daughter's
comes to
married.
me on my daughter's wedding, the day of my daughter's wedding. He comes to me with these acoustic songs. And I'm like, you know, there's so much to work with here. It was so open for interpretation. I was ready to hop on anything. It was, oh man, I can hear these things. I can literally hear a lead here. I can hear a bass line here. I can hear the drum beat here. I can hear it all like happen as he's playing it for me in this very just intimate one-on-one, like inside my studio room that I had set up for the time being. And I was like, you got so much better since college.
God, I hope so.
That's all we can really wish for, is like we've gotten like a little bit better since the day before, or since the year before, or since the week before.
And I mean, he left for LA for 2 years.
About 2.5 years, yeah.
2.5 years. And he comes back and he
Changed man.
and it was,
My
bro,
boy!
you changed.
My boy!
Working in Hollywood does something to you.
And so I was like, man, these are gonna be fun to do. My favorite to record was actually Bermuda Love Triangle, because that one was like MCR meets like
Fallout Boy.
Paramore, and it was like A Day to Remember with some gang vocals.
Yes. Oh, that was so fun
Yeah.
to do.
So I think the camera cut off just before we were talking about you having Kyle you.
Yes, me.
Kyle you having other projects that you were in, and then you practiced with Vince and Steve, right? And then you went home, you listened to like Raspberry like 9 million times,
Got really high.
and then you gave him a call saying, you know what, I'm in. Did you like? Was the other band like ending when you made that decision?
Yes, Victor Frankenstein
so you're
ended
free?
due to priorities of the primary singer-songwriter.
I just thought we were really good, and like you just loved us.
all right. Well,
No, he was like, I'm really good in this.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Honestly,
Same difference.
I could make this band.
Fair? Yeah, do what makes you feel good.
Yeah. That is how I felt. I said, I helped write these songs. If I help write more songs, it's gonna be cohesive. I feel like this is something that is just right up my wheelhouse. I love performing. It's one of those things that doesn't even faze me anymore. Someone said that was sad.
Why is it sad to love performing?
No,
Yeah,
no,
it's like
no,
that
no,
it
no,
doesn't
that it was
faze 'em.
sad that I didn't get the jitters before performing.
Why?
Why is that
That's cool.
Someone asked me, "Do you still get the jitters before performing?" And I said, "No, not really." That's almost kind of sad. Like I was supposed to feel nervous about doing the thing that I do on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not nervous or whatever. Like I'm like psyched,
Yeah.
and then like whatever however the wind blows, I could break a string, Steve could break a string,
Hasn't happened.
Hasn't happened
Me.
yet.
That hasn't happened yet. Do you guys actively, as a guitarist, I actively think, if I break a string, how do I still play this song to the end?
Yes.
That happened.
And that's
in our
happened
lives.
to
Yeah, because we were like there was 2 more songs, like at our the Rockwood
The
show or
Rockwood
whatever, and I broke a string like on the not the penultimate, but whatever is like the one
The
before
third
the
to last.
penultimate,
Third to last.
third to last song. And then like I looked at
Easiest way.
I looked at the set. I'm like, can I pull this off? And I'm like, no, I can't.
I mean, sometimes you can't.
Sometimes
if
you
I end
can't.
the song. Then
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck it. I'm
No, yeah,
changing the
some-
string
like,
real quick.
some-
I have strings in my bag.
Yeah,
For this
yeah,
very reason.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I just felt like no, I can't do it.
The funny
You know?
thing was, I always bring a spare guitar in case I break a string, and I was like, I know the one time I don't do it, I'm going to break a string. And the one time I didn't break a string.
I
He
broke
did.
a string.
But
One
one of his best friends was there and had just played before us and had his guitar, so he just borrowed that, and it sounded sick.
he thought that like I asked for a drink. Yep. Yeah, because we.
Want a drink? I can get you a drink.
Yeah, no, like I was like, Paul, I need your guitar,
I
and he's like,
want to lend my guitar.
Something
You want
from
a
the
drink,
bar?
right?
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
yes, I hear you. Like, what did you want?
Pretty boy.
What do you want me to talk about? Final thoughts?
give us-
Raspberries are one of my favorite fruits. One of my favorite berries. When they're in season, they're juicy.
Oh yeah.
Just like our song.
Mainly the bass line.
I didn't even write the bass line, so I can't even take credit for it. I just play it. I
You
just
don't have
play
to-
it real sexy.
I
That's
mean,
all.
if you play it good, I mean that.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all. That's all that's needed. You don't have to write it.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking credit for it.
Yeah.
I'm just taking credit for it every performance.
Yeah, there you go. It's great performances.
Yeah, that's it.
I've definitely
Like
seen-
Kyle said.
I've seen your bass playing live. Best part of the band.
I know.
Fair.
Rhythm section, baby.
So, what are your final thoughts, and do a final plug for the single, for gigs, for where people can find you online?
Raspberries coming this spring. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, everything. Most of it is at the LVP Band. That's where we'll announce the official single release date and single release show and any other shows that we'll have coming up. We'll also trying to get some merch ready in time for the single release show, so be on the lookout for the design of that. Or 2 designs, I think. We'll see. I don't want to commit to anything, but yeah, at least 1 T-shirt, maybe 2. Yeah.
Anything else from the drummer or the other guitarists?
Check it.
Okay.
I'm good.
And
I don't
good?
know why I asked for the mic. I just.
Professor Joey?
Just want to shout out Daniel Sanders one more time. Feel like I want to bookend
Daniel Sanders.
Daniel Sanders.
We're talking about you because we love you.
Hi, this is Steve from the future saying that our single release and release show at Gold Sounds in Brooklyn are both going to be on April 21st. It's releasing on all the streaming services, and then we're playing a show at Gold Sounds. You can get t-shirts, and it's going to be dope, so come through.
So, thank you, Steve, Kyle, Vince, Joe, for being here today and talking about the LVP. We're going to outro with one of your songs. Steve, what song are we outroing with today?
We are outroing with Suicide is Tax Evasion.